Hello folks, welcome to part 2 of my playthrough of The Lantern, a solo exploration and journaling game in which we are searching for a loved one in a cursed forest that is haunted by some strange creature. My name is The Lone Adventurer. Thank you very much for joining me on this adventure. If you haven't seen part 1 and you would like to watch this adventure from the beginning, check out the link in the corner of the screen right about now. Otherwise, we are just going to crack on. So we've got our character here. This is the woodsman, Corey the woodsman. And Corey was out in the woods doing some chopping with his brother when he turned his back and looked around, and his brother was gone, taken by this mysterious, malevolent force. So we started out in a village. We found ourselves a clearing. Some spooky things happened in the clearing. We found a clue as to we found a king card. So that was a clue as to what the curse was on the forest. I guess we keep that clue because we forgot everything that happened in that clearing and we woke up in a new location. So I think the first thing we have to do in this new location that we found ourselves in is investigate. Because we are in a place that we know not what it is, we have to start by investigating it. And that's because we had amnesia in the last round. We got moved to a random location. No, it wasn't, but that happened first. That's how we forgot what happened. Yeah, we got disorientated and got moved to another location. So we have to explore, it says there. Okay, yes, right, that makes sense. So we have to draw a heart card and see what the happy haps is. So this is our first action. 10 of hearts. A settlement of hunters or gatherers. Alright, so I'll just draw a little settlement on our map. Alright, so I've drawn our little settlement on here and popped a T on there as well because we can trade in this location if we wish. That was our first action. Now looking at the other actions, well, I should probably get my flame tokens up a little bit. So I will kindle, spend any number of flame wood tokens and gain that many flame tokens. So we will use up 2 of our flame wood to get 2 flame. Takes us up to 5 flame, which is a good amount. So this place doesn't provide us with shelter. So probably we need to either make sure we get back there by the end of the day or build a shelter. I don't think we really need to build a shelter yet. Yeah, so let's explore. Well, we could investigate at this location or we could explore to another location. Should we just do another explore? Let's do that first. So let's pop over here, see what we got going on. Ace of hearts. Small village. Probably didn't really want another village right next to this village. A little bit annoying. Never mind. Alright, so there's our new small village. And actually, we can use that as shelter. And we can trade there. So we need an S for shelter and a D for trade. That was action 3, I think. What now? Or shall we investigate? Let's investigate at this small village. So we need to draw a diamond card. Ace of diamonds. So Ace of diamonds gives us charred bones. Oh, there's charred bones around the village. Okay, so we need to do a control check, I think. Yep, investigate. Do a control check against the value of the card. Then apply either the bonus or the consequence. So we roll 1d10. If the number is higher than the number on the card, you get the bonus, the event bonus. Okay, so that's going to be quite easy, isn't it, for an ace? If I roll a 1, then bad news. Otherwise, all good. 3. Okay, so the bonus here is 2 supplies. So we've actually got quite a lot of supplies now. So that was action number 4. which means our lantern's going to go down by 1. And what are we going to do now? So a location can only be investigated twice. Now, I know I investigated another location. I guess it must have been the clearing. So I'll pop a little X in the top left corner like that when I've done my first investigation of a location. We haven't investigated our original location. Now let's explore. So moving takes an action, doesn't it? I don't think I did the action for moving from there to there. I don't think. So if I move to here, that would be another action. Explore would be an action. Moving down there to get to safety before the end of our character's turn would be an action. That should be okay. Let's go over here, do an explore. So that was action 5. This is action 6. 4 of hearts. 4 of hearts gives us a cave or mine. Let's go for a cave, shall we? Alright, here's our cave. That's all good. We can theoretically gather supplies there. I've just realised I've used an S for shelter. So what am I going to do for supplies? G for gather? Should we do that? Alright, so a G for gather supplies. So we could theoretically gather supplies in this location. Let's move back over here for action 7. And then action 8, let's just chop down some flame wood. And because we're the woodsman, we get 2 flame wood. With an action you get 1 flame wood, and we're going to get 2. Bringing us up to 4 flame wood. And that's the end of the character's turn. End of Corey's turn. Oh, we need to lose a flame token. And then onto the forest turn. Are we going to randomise this? Because you can optionally just choose. And we need to have 3 actions. 3 forest actions, and we can choose them. So let's do that, shall we? I'm going to, for the first forest action, we will have smother, consume a flame token. Second action, we're going to have nightmares, I think. So the character loses their first action, so we'll have 1 action less. And then, do you know what? Let's have twist reality. Add a spade card to the investigation cards. So that's a spade card. These are the investigation cards. Pop it in there. So I guess that means something weird or crazy can theoretically happen when we're investigating. On to a new turn. Oh, I need to update my journal. Let me just do that quickly. So I've written, awake in a gatherer's settlement. A short distance away I discover a village, and close by a pile of charred bones. As I continue on my search, I come across a cave. Perhaps it is home to the beast. Perhaps the beast left the bones in the nearby village. But I didn't have time to investigate because I had to get back to safety for the night. So we have 1 action down. Action number 2 is going to be to move back to the cave, where we are going to investigate. Oh ho! Interesting. So the queen is a clue, which brings us closer to our beloved one. So what did we find in or near the cave? Outside the cave I find my brother's pipe. The monster must have taken him here. So we now have 1 clue as to the location of my brother and 1 clue as to the curse on the forest. So that was an investigation. Should we do another investigate here? Let's do it. Let's do another investigate in this location. It's another queen. So another clue. Another clue. So I search the cave, but there's nothing in there. But in the trees nearby is my brother's tobacco pouch. Dry despite last night's rain. Which means He can't be far. Let's keep exploring. I'm going to have to make some more flame tokens before the end of this turn, and I need to make sure that I can either get back to shelter or build a shelter, which I could do because I've got enough supplies. You need 4 supplies to build a shelter. The reason, if I didn't make it clear beforehand why that is so important, if you don't reach a shelter in time for the end of your turn, your character suffers 2 conditions. We don't have any conditions yet. But if you get to 6 conditions, then it's game over. Is it 6 conditions? If you accumulate 6 conditions or 4 of the same type, there's 3 types of conditions. Anywho, we need to make sure that we get to a shelter. But it would be nice to push on. Actually, we could just go down here, couldn't we? I kind of like the idea of building a shelter. Maybe we'll go down here, we'll go back, and then next turn we'll try and push much further over in this direction, build a shelter, and then we have somewhere where we can explore from. Although, you know, we can explore up here near this shelter, we can explore round here near this shelter, so there's no real rush with that, I guess. So we'll move. So we'll travel here. That's action number 4. Means we lose a flame token. Right, now we're down to 1 flame token. If we lose that flame token, it's game over. So I think the next thing we should do, just to be on the safe side, is kindle. Spend any number of flame wood tokens and gain that many flame tokens. So shall we go for 3 flame wood logs? Gets us 3 flames, taking us up to a total of 4. So that was action number 5. Action number 6 is going to be exploring this location. Let's do that. 7 of hearts. 7 of hearts gives us a lake with rich flora and fauna. So we can chop down flame wood here, and we can gather supplies if we need to. Alright, there's our little lake. I made a note that we can gather flame wood and we can gather supplies here. Maybe we should gather some flame wood. Let's do that. So for another action we will get 2 flame wood, and then for our final action we will move back to the safety of the village. And because that's action number 8, we have to lose a flame. Ooh, I forgot 2 bits of the last forest sequence. Oopsie. Maybe we'll penalise ourselves a little bit when we get to those sections for doing that. But we've got 3 flame tokens. I think I will randomise. I think I'm going to sort of sometimes randomise the forest actions and sometimes do the ones that I want. But I think choosing the ones that you want all the time is a little bit too predictable and lacking in danger. 3. 1, 2, 3. Torment. The character suffers a condition. So let's have a look at these conditions we've got here. So they're split up into 3 types. Those types are mental, emotional, and physical. So I guess mental is frightened, terrified, broken. Emotional is alienated, disillusional, and unhinged. And physical is bruised, injured, and dying. I think we'll just go for alienated for the first one. I've got these little these little things here, which I think are to cover those up. Not 100% sure, but that's what I'm going to use them for. So we've become alienated. We've gone a long time without our brother here. No one seems to be helping us, and no one seems to care of our plight, and so we've become alienated. So that's the first forest action. We've got 2 more. 4. Rot. Destroy 1d4 supply and or tool tokens. Okay. 2. Let's go for 1 of each, shall we? 1 supply and 1 tool token destroyed by the rot. And this is why I'm doing it randomly, because I don't think I would have chosen either of those things. And 8. Smother. consume a flame token. So one of our flame tokens has gone. Now with that done, we have to then roll 1d4. On a 1 or a 2, the lantern loses a flame token. And it's a 2, which means we lose another flame token. I know I forgot to do this in the last round, but I'm not going to do that again. It just feels like that would just suck too much. I'm not going to do it. But then we have the character awakens. Spend a resource to feed or suffer a condition. Now I think I should probably use 2 resources. One for this occasion and one for the end of the previous forest turn, which I forgot to do this for. So we'll do that. And all of a sudden my supplies feel a little bit less generous. I've got 3 general supplies, 2 tools, 3 flame wood, and just 1 flame. And that's where I'm at for the start of my next character turn. Let me finish, I always forget, let me finish writing up day 4. Alright, there wasn't too much to add there because we'd already described the clues that we found. So I've just said further south, a lake. A good spot to gather supplies and chop wood. Right, so what are we going to do? We could go up here and investigate some more. Could try and discover a new location. Let's go back to the lake. Let's gather supplies. How do we do that? I haven't done that yet. With an action you get 1 supply plus 1 for each tool you own. That's good because I've got 2 tools. So that means we get 1 plus 2, which is 3 supplies. So that was action number 1 was moving. Action number 2 was what we just did. Action number 3 definitely needs to be kindling. Spend any number of flame wood tokens and gain that many flame tokens. So I think I'm going to have to spend all 3 to get 3 flame. Action number 4 I think is going to be investigating. So we're investigating the lake. Look at that. I tell you what, I feel like these clues are coming up quite quickly. So that, a king, is a clue. New information about the curse or the strange creature, which I guess is part of the curse. So let me just have a little think about what the clue is going to be. Alright, so I have written that we have found a clue at the lake. We meet an old woman who claims it is no longer possible to leave the forest. Attempt to do so and you will just fall asleep on the spot. So that is our second clue about the curse on the forest. I've put a little X up here to show that we have investigated this location once. And that was action number 4, which means we lose a flame token. Well, I think I should probably chop down some wood. We'll definitely need that soon. Action number 6, shall we do a little explore? I think we've probably got time for that, haven't we? So we'll move for action number 6. We will explore this new location. 2 of hearts. 2 of hearts gives us a river or brook. Alright, there is our little brook there leading off the lake quite conveniently. So that was action number 7, which leaves us with action number 8 to move back to the safety of the village and lose a flame token. Alright, that is the end of the character's turn, so we're going to go on to the forest turn. If we are bidden by the game to discard our last flame token during the forest turn, it actually means we gain a condition instead. We've already got 1 condition, which is alienated. So our character Corey is already alienated by his experiences in the forest and the general indifference of the residents of the small collections of dwellings that we have found ourselves so far. So we already have 4 clues. We have 2 clues represented by these queens over here. I think that's just off camera. Those clues are clues as to the location of our loved one. And we found a couple of little hints as to where he is. And we've also got 2 kings, which represent clues as to the curse or the nature of the strange creature that is haunting the forest. Alright, so hopefully I'll get some good ideas for these clues as we carry on, which will lead us to a sort of a nice narrative conclusion, fingers crossed. But right about now, we need to go through the forest sequence. So the first thing is we need to do as many actions as we have flame tokens. We only have 2 flame tokens, so we only need 2 forest actions, which is good. Let's have random ones. 10 gives us nightmares. The character loses their first action. Okay, I'm just going to flip over my action token and hopefully that will remind me in less than a minute's time not to forget to do that. So that's the first forest action. Second forest action is spread the darkness. Add a club card. Is that a club? Spades, clubs? I get confused, as you may know. Add a club card to the exploration deck and shuffle the pile. Alright, so we're going to put in one of these nightmare cards. That doesn't sound too good. And actually, this explore deck is starting to get quite small. So I guess once your explore deck runs out, oh no, it says here if the explore deck runs out, you just shuffle the discards when you run out of cards. Fine, okay, so you never run out of places to explore. Cool. So those are our forest actions. They are done. Then we need to roll 1d4. On a 1 or a 2, we lose a flame token. It's a 1. Okay, so we lose a flame token. Then the character awakens. Spend a resource to feed or suffer a condition. Well, I have got resources, so I'll spend a resource and not suffer a condition. On to day 5, and we have already lost an action. And what are we going to do? We need to do some exploring. We definitely need some flame tokens. How do we go about getting those? We have to kindle the wood that we've already chopped, but we've only got 2 wood. So maybe, since we are in the village, which has the flamewood forest on the outskirts, we can chop flamewood here. We can chop wood. So we get 1 + 1 for being the woodsman. Takes us up to 4 flame wood. That was action number 2. And I'm thinking we also need to kindle. Spend any number of flame wood tokens and gain that many flame tokens. Shall we do 3? Let's do 3. Gets us 3 flame. 1, 2, 3. Takes us up to 4 flame. That feels a bit better. Then for action number 4, let's go and do some investigating. So let's go down here to the stream that we discovered, I think it was in the last go. Moving costs an action. We lose a flame token at the end of action 4. Then for action number 5, we are going to investigate. Draw a diamond card and solve what you find. Oh, that's a high one. Okay, so 10 of diamonds gives us strange creatures. Oh, so if we succeed, we get 3 supplies and 3 tools. And obviously if we fail, we get a condition. But to succeed, we have to roll 10 or more. So 10, because it's a 10-sided dice. We have to roll 10 with our 10-sided dice. You can spend flame tokens to repeat the check. I don't really want to do that. You can also add +1 to the roll for each tool you expend. Am I going to spend both my tools? Because even if I did that, I would have to roll an 8 and I would have lost my tools. So I think I'm just going to hope for the best. I'm going to hope for a 10, which is crazy talk, but that's what we're going to do. 2. No. So lucky I didn't spend my tools, because that would not have helped. So that is bad. We have gained a condition P. What condition type is P? Physical. We have gained a physical condition. I'm thinking this is going to be probably as a result of these strange creatures that we are encountering. Alright, so we'll just go for the top one, which is bruised. So we now have 2 conditions. Alright, so I've written on day 5, we're back at the stream. Strange, slimy creatures grasp at my feet. I trip, bruising myself badly on the rocks. So not a good explore there. That was action 5. So I'm thinking I probably don't want to stay here, what with the slimy creatures grabbing at me. So let's move again. I'm thinking it's worth doing another explore. So moving cost me 1 action. We'll explore again in this little lake area. Remember, we can only explore each location twice. So this is the last time we can explore here. Oh, 8. That's quite bad as well, isn't it? So what have we got here? A blood-covered tree. A blood-covered tree. Okay, so if I discard my 2 tools, then we will succeed on a 6. So I think I probably need to risk that, get rid of the tools, and see if I can succeed at this challenge. Oh, no. 5. So we add on the 2 for the 2 tools. That takes me to 7. Unfortunately, not high enough to succeed. So we see this blood-covered tree, and we receive a mental condition, which I'm guessing is these middle ones. I think it's not entirely clear, so I guess we'll just go for frightened. That makes thematic sense, doesn't it? So this was action number 7, this explore, and I'm gaining the frightened condition, and all of a sudden we have 3 conditions. And if we have 6 conditions, it's game over. Alright, let's just use our final action to get back to the village again. End of action 8, we lose a flame. And all of a sudden, I feel a little bit less resource rich. I've only got 2 flames, 1 flame wood. I've got no tools, but a nice bunch of supplies. But yeah, it's starting to feel a little bit more dangerous. Let me just write up the rest of day 5. Alright, so I've added that running towards the lake, I am faced with a blood-covered tree. Was it covered in blood yesterday? Because remember, I think we were here the day before, or maybe the day before that, but maybe last time we were here we didn't see a blood-covered tree, so things are going on in this forest, and not fun stuff. No, sir. Alright, I think we'll leave it there, folks. That was the second part of my Lantern playthrough. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully Corey will last long enough to produce another part to this video, but I will continue filming, and we'll see what happens to Corey as he continues his quest to work out what happened to his brother and who the hell this ominous creature is that is haunting him as he moves through this terrifying landscape. Thanks for watching, folks. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.